Welcome back to my channel. Very warm welcome to you ladies today. And we're going to talk today about something that maybe it's not very like elegant because it's an activity, but we're going to talk about how to look chic when we're going camping. And I think it's nice to talk about camping overall because being close to nature, being surrounded by nature and trees, river, wherever you really live, it's really a grounding experience. And I think that we all should once in a while, maybe even like once a month, have some kind of grounding experience very close to nature. And obviously you can go to park, you can enjoy your walks, which is already really good for you from the health benefits, but also from your mind benefit. And that's why I wanted to talk about camping, because on top of that I feel like it would be great to go camping with my family, with my boys. Then I feel like it's just something really good for you. I know that some of you might feel that you don't like to be close maybe to some kind of bugs, some kind of animals too close to nature. Then obviously there are options like glamping that I feel like it's still the experience can be similar. Maybe you don't build your own tent, but you're going somewhere, then you have a tent with a bathroom, which is fabulous, but you're still going to be close to nature and you're still going to spend time outside, maybe somewhere when there's no reception, so you can't really use your phone, you can use your computer, maybe you can bring a book with you. And I personally think that this kind of grounding experiences are one of the most precious in our life, because in this moment we actually realize that buying maybe a very expensive bag is not going to give us happiness. It can give us some feeling for a moment. Maybe it can give us this kind of like we are worth it, we are maybe working hard towards our goals, which is fine, you know. I'm not saying that we can't buy things, I'm just saying that I think it's good to spend time in the nature, because then you realize that those money maybe you're spending on stuff are not necessarily spent well, and maybe they're not necessary, you didn't really need to buy these things, you know what I mean? Because I feel like being an elegant lady, it is about obviously dressing properly, dressing the way that you're not really following trends, you are wearing more classic, you are maybe wearing more feminine items, and you have those items in your wardrobe, which is fine, but also buying for future, so you don't need to buy every year new clothes, buying maybe more responsible, or sometimes using what you already have but maybe transforming it a little bit. And I feel like it's good to talk about this, because in the world when the consumptionism is so big and we trying to follow, especially because we watching people like on Instagram who are buying lots of maybe bags that cost fortune, and we are feeling that, you know, especially now, and there's the future that it's not really certain for people lose jobs, people don't really know what's going to happen in the future, you know. We all are in this kind of like a limbo just now, don't knowing when we get vaccination, don't knowing when we're going to be able to maybe travel with families, to meet our families, because my family live in Poland, most of them, so my mom obviously is coming here once a while, but if I would like to meet my grandmother, then obviously I need to travel to see her. And those are the most important things, I think, our family, our friends, time that once we get really older, let's say we're going to be in our 60s, 70s, or even 80s, we're going to sit down and think that those were beautiful memories, that maybe we went camping with our family, maybe it wasn't super comfortable, but you're going to remember those more, I think, personally, than you're going to remember that you bought a bag for maybe $2,000, you know. That's personally my opinion, that more precious in life are moments rather than items you have in your wardrobe. But after said that, obviously if we're going camping, we need to wear something, and I would like to discuss today what can we wear to still look more chic rather than out of place when we're actually camping. Okay ladies, so first what you can actually do to be more elegant when it comes to camping and more chic and not feeling that you are out of place is to wear more naturals. So you're going to wear colors of nature, you're going to wear like browns, maybe brown trousers, beige, green. Those colors are that you are surrounded with are going to be the best, because you're going to just like match, and you're going to like feel that you are not so visible. Your clothes are not screaming, I don't know, you're not wearing a pink dress in the forest, you feel like you are completely, you know, different than where you actually are just now. I feel it's good to feel that you are somehow matching and somehow feeling that you are almost like in the painting, you know, that you everything else is green around you, brown, the things scream nature, and you're feeling this kind of freshness around you. And I feel like your outfit should actually represent that. You shouldn't wear something maybe red, you shouldn't wear something that brings so much attention to you. You should be really this kind of like on the background of this kind of beautiful nature, and you should really fit there. When we're going camping, and it doesn't really matter what time of the year it is, I feel like we should take a jacket or some kind of gilet with us, because over the night, even if you have a fire, even if you have some kind of warm clothes, I feel like having extra layer is never a bad idea. Especially that I feel like you need to be prepared. It might rain over the night, it might get really cold, even if it's summer period. Then I just feel like, as I'm saying, being prepared when you're camping, it's just always a good idea. As well, might be a situation that you will need to cross a river somewhere, and you will be forced to actually go through the river, and there's not going to be a bridge or anything like this. So all your trousers, maybe shoes, and your socks, everything is going to be wet. So I feel like it's a good idea to have extra with you. I'm not saying that you need to take a whole wardrobe with you, but having an extra just so you can change is also a very good idea. And I'm not talking about heavy stuff. Having this kind of clothes that are a little bit more stretchy, that are going to keep you warm as well, those are important things. Like I said in another video, how to look good when you're actually going on the countryside. It is similar idea, but obviously you in countryside you can still stay in the hotel. You're not going to be worried that you need to cross a river or anything like this. So when it comes to camping, I think you need to be a little bit more prepared for different type of situation. You also might be prepared because there might be some kind of animals that you not necessarily want to bring attention to yourself. I don't know, in Scotland we don't really have this kind of problem because there's no really animals. They don't have wolves here, they don't have anything like bear or anything like this, like you might find in Canada, for example. So or in Poland we have wolves still in Poland, but what I was going to say, there's, let's say here, there's lots of deer population. So now I think I was reading actually an article that they trying to bring Swedish wolves to Scotland to actually stop a little bit the deer population, because they grow so much that they can't control them anymore. So so as you can see, you need to obviously think if you're going to forest, and is there some kind of animal that can actually affect you, because let's say in Poland we have this one type of snake in Poland that even if it bites human and obviously you're not allergic, then you should go to hospital for some kind of insulin. But we had once, I remember with my father when I was a little girl, and my sister, my cousins, we went to forest because we have this kind of tradition, we picking up mushrooms over the summer period. And there was this snake and it bit my dog, and my father, he need to rush to hospital so the dog survived. So as you can see, it doesn't affect if bite us, then we would still go to hospital, it wouldn't be so dangerous for us, but because it was another animal, my father need to rush, the dog obviously survived because it was everything on time. But that just gives you a sample that it's when you're going somewhere to forest, to the nature, you obviously need to respect the nature. You need to look where you're standing sometimes, because you can basically step on in Poland this happened that you step on the snake and it can bite your leg basically, and this situation, you know, your whole experience is going to be ruined first of all, and you need to rush to hospital. In Scotland, there's no snakes or anything like this, at least that they are dangerous for you. So you don't need to be so conscious. Obviously, you might live somewhere when there is an Amazon forest and there are other things that you need to be worried, or somewhere in Australia when there is spiders of a human head, you know. So yes, I'm just saying that wherever you're going camping, because it might not necessarily be a forest, you need to be prepared for other situations and animals that are around you, because obviously it's in nature. And for that reason, it's good to wear shoes that they are a little bit maybe higher, they are waterproof, and so even like even if, let's say, some kind of animal would try to bite you, you are so dressed so well that there's no really chance to go through so many layers. And that's, I think, as well important when it comes to camping, to have layers, to be built, obviously your outfit to be built of different layers, so you are feeling safe. When it comes to camping, I think what is really beautiful, like I said, spending this time with your friends, family, with maybe your girlfriends, a weekend with girlfriends, going to forest or somewhere nice next to the lake. You can obviously have different activities, and one of those activities, apart from camping, that is quite popular, is hiking. So obviously, again, some kind of shoes that they are proper for hikes. You don't really want to have anything that has the heel that is not going to be comfortable. You need comfortable clothes there. And there might be activities like swimming, so obviously it depends where you are. Again, you might have a swimsuit, or kayaking, which is really, really great. Some people who already are experienced, they own their own kayak, so they would take it with them. But there are places that you can actually rent kayaks. So you might actually check as well, wherever you're going first, what kind of activities are in their area. There's lots of like parks, that this kind of like adventurous park that you can climb and everything like this. So again, comfort is quite important when it comes to clothes. Or something like board padding. You can do yoga, all this kind of stuff on the water, which is really great. But again, you would need to check if there's available to rent this like board like this, or if not, then obviously you might bring your own if you're feeling like this is something that you might continue in the future. When it comes to camping, obviously you need to have some kind of backpack with you, so you need to pack stuff with you, and most of the time it's the best to have the backpack that it is waterproof, because again, you might go somewhere, put your backpack on the ground might be a little bit wet, and you don't want your clothes inside to get wet, or other stuff you have over there. What is great to take with you, if you have obviously space and it's not too heavy for you, maybe bring with you little like a fry pan and some kind of metal cups, because once you going to sleep in the forest, and maybe on the morning you're going to do a fire and eat some kind of like a pancakes on the morning, you can just bring a mixture in some kind of like a plastic bottle. Maybe don't add egg to the mixture, just do like a more vegetable option pancakes, just flour, milk. You can obviously add add egg if you want. I don't think anything is going to happen if you're going to carry with you, maybe only if it's super, super warm, but I don't think if it's like roasting, you would go to forest. But if it's like a normal, let's say, weather, it's warm, but you can still walk over in warmer clothes, then I think in this situation you could bring this kind of butter with you for pancakes and just do it on the morning, and it would be absolutely gorgeous. And this kind of time, this kind of doing something extra for your family, they're going to appreciate that, and they're going to feel like you're really caring for them, which I think is very important. It's also very, very feminine when you're caring for another human being. This is more feminine attribute when women care for men, when women care for children. Men have this kind of more muscular thing, is more like men provide for the family, they make sure that the family is safe, but woman is more caring for the like atmosphere, and obviously for making sure everybody's full and all this kind of stuff. And that's how it is, that's more feminine, that's more muscular. If you obviously don't want to be so feminine, then you don't need to do it. But if you want to feel this kind of femininity even more, this kind of nurturing other human being, it is very feminine, and I think we should more practice that because that brings us more like an inner femininity even more to us, and give us this kind of feeling that we actually take care of another people we love, which is really, really beautiful thing to do. Okay, ladies, this was quite short, random maybe video, but I think like camping is such a great activity. I am craving so much to go something like this with my partner, my son. Obviously he is still small, but I feel like we could get away with it and somehow manage to do it, maybe even with bigger family to go with camping. I think it's such a great activity to, as I'm saying, be grounded, being next to the nature, hike a little bit, but spend as well night outside or in the tent, or some kind of more expensive and more glamorous tent if you must, but it still gives you this kind of experience of being over the night there, hearing the nature, hearing the voices, like sounds of the forest. It is really grounding experience, and I think we all need that as well now, because what it is happening now, obviously we're sitting in the house, some people obviously might go to work, some people work from the house, but we are in the houses most of the time, and we have this kind of feeling that to do something, to not get very, very bored, we're spending money, because obviously we can't do anything really else. We're just sitting, we're spending money, we're buying stuff we might not even need, just because we feel a little bit bored. And that's, you know, I'm not saying it's very bad, it's just that's what's happening. You know, most of the people to actually feel a little bit better spending money, because there's nothing really else to do, especially here in UK. Everything's still locked down, you can't go anywhere, you can go to park only, everything else is closed, only like essential things. So I feel like camping, once everything is a little bit moved forward and we're already a little bit open, I think rather than going again to super expensive maybe hotel, or even not very expensive but do hotel, I think a great idea would be to go camping with your family and appreciate each other a little bit more and spend time together, cooking for each other, caring for this kind of small details. Once you're in the nature, nobody's there to serve you, to see what kind of maybe challenges you have, but also talk to each other, because you won't have anything else really to do as either to play cards or maybe play some kind of games next to the fire and talk to each other, because as I'm saying, there's no reception, you can't do anything else, you can't go really anywhere else when it's over the night. You are there sitting, maybe singing some songs, spending time together and talking and chatting, because that's really what you do when it comes to camping over the night. But when you are in the hotel, you can still go to bar, you can still do other things that not necessarily going to spend time with your family so close. Okay, ladies, after I said that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave it a thumbs up and see you in the next one.